welcome back to another episode of the Messy Truths podcast. This is Mar, and I'm recording live and direct from Montreal.
Hi everyone, today I'm Keisha, not Nesha. Clearly I'm recovering from my trip in NYC with Oz. No, but it's Nesha, your favorite middle child, coming from the lands of Kanakahage and going down south, where I flew from this morning. Oz.
Yes, it is me, Azar, logging in from New York City, and I had the most wonderful weekend with my girl Keisha, aka Nesha.
Keisha.
And you know what? I think New York City may have won her over this time.
Whoa.
I think she's now,
I mean, she was just saying that she's still having, conflicting feelings about it. But you know what? You got your makeup done this weekend. I think you should actually see Salon Kiana for your nails next time. Because Kiana does a great job.
What?
Our Kiana. Our
Kiana.
Oh. That's my girl right there. That's my girl right there. Shout out to Kiki. And shout out to the new perfume that Billie Eilish, I don't know what it's called, but she loves it.
Your turn too.
All right. Listen, folks, we are back for episode 59, and today we're diving into a conversation about hip-hop music, our favorite genre of music, and basically what happens when hip-hop artists, rappers get old.
Whoa.
I don't want to say, okay, let's not say old, but basically hip hop, of course, we know we had this, there was like a huge celebration, right? The 50th anniversary of hip hop. So this is the first time that we as lovers of the culture are seeing it become middle-aged, and with it, artists who are middle-aged. So I'm loving this theme. Azar, you are the one who wanted to highlight all this new music that has been coming out in 2025. Actually, it's earlier than that, but this year was exceptional for music releases. And so
are they called boomerangs or throwback artists? I would say
I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. I just immediately thought the title of the show is going to be called Old Heads New Music, because I think that's essentially what it is.
I just want to say shout out to my boy. I try to say boomerangs. They chose old heads. Okay, Raekwon, don't hold it against me, please.
They are old heads. That's what it is. This is where we're at in our life. There's nothing wrong with that.
The beauty of it is, guys, that, there's a resurgence of music and it is made for us. That's where I feel like they're doing it right. Hip hop as a genre has matured, right? And yet there's still young artists making music, and it doesn't appeal to us. So it is so refreshing to hear our favorites releasing albums that is catered to our taste, at least in my opinion. I am loving it. I am living it. It is like a dream come true. And it also is a testament that, hip hop is aging gracefully. Hip hop is going to stay here as a staple genre, whereas a lot of people question that. You know what I mean? For the longest time, I was like, really, can this music survive the test of time? And here we are.
People really question hip hop and its survival?
That was definitely a common thing. And the other thing too that I think should really be highlighted is the fact that a lot of the criticism that I've found over the last decade, it's instead of appreciation, it's like insults coming from the younger generation of hip hop heads, of hip hop music lovers.
The depressed people.
I'm just always amazed that this myth that older rappers should hang it up and retire. And it's you don't say that about any other genre of music. Exactly. I mean, just recently in Montreal, there were 2 nights of Paul McCartney performing at the Bell Center. And that man is 83. He's an 83-year-old white man, still with a full band of musicians who's traveling on and going on tour. And it's, you don't see people really having this kind of negative reaction with regard to rappers. Or you see this reaction regarding rappers. You don't see that in other genres of music. No. So I feel like there's a bit of hypocrisy a bit of a lack of appreciation and just respect overall. So understandably, this is the first time that hip hop is moving into middle age. This is the first time for anyone. And I think this is what the issue is that it's new for everyone. We're experiencing this for the first time and people don't know how to act. So we're going to tell you why you should not be saying these negative things about this culture.
Yeah. And at the same time, the goal of hip hop hasn't changed, right? Like, it's not like we're in an era of peace and everybody's getting along and people aren't still on the street trying to hustle and make ends meet. And there's still conflicts going on. There's still people fighting for rights. There's still justice to be earned. So I'm almost shocked by it. I guess I really do tune out that noise because for me, hip hop is its people. And as a people, it's born out of resistance and activism and talking about what it is and putting your pulse on the finger. And yeah, I can never see it being obsolete because that's like, that's the soundtrack of our lives on a certain level. Different songs, different. So I didn't realize. I mean, I don't like you people who say that though. I'm just saying it now. I don't
But
like it.
listen, the music itself has always been resilient. It's great to see that the artists are resilient too,
Yeah.
right? Like we never knew that there would be a future for a Nas, for a Wu-Tang. Like we really didn't. I mean, there was a time where they were irrelevant. Think about it. And the beauty in this resurgence is that they really are becoming relevant again, and not just to us. And look at the Clipse, right? And granted, they're not as classic an artist, if you will. They don't go as far back as some of the guys that we're going to talk about today, but they have a Grammy nominated album, not a hip hop Grammy nominated album,
Yeah.
a Grammy nominated album of the year. They are on every, night talk show. They are out there in the biggest way. And I love that. And, I just went to the Wu-Tang's final concert as a crew. They have documentaries coming out. Ray and Ghostface had albums dropped this year. I mean, Slick Rick even came back this year,
Okay,
guys.
that album,
Time.
that album, the honoring of his Caribbean roots. Now, Slick Rick goes back even further than the ones we're reviewing today.
Yes.
So to see Slick Rick come out of like the 80s and put himself in the 20s, 26 or the 20th, whatever decade, 2020, that's crazy. We're talking like 40 years around. Like he's been there almost at the inception of hip hop. And like 30 plus years, homeboy is making tracks that you're like, like you can hear the beat. And I thought, like, I wonder if he felt he couldn't make that kind of Caribbean flavor music back in the day. Like, if he felt like he had to stick to a certain set. But I'm really, like, impressed to hear that kind of music come out of Slick Rick now in 2025.
I think that's a really important question. Like what kind of influences could you include in your music back then versus now? It's hard to know when you're experimenting with different styles of music and trying to incorporate that because you don't want it to come off as being you as an older artist trying to sound young. And that's a really tricky situation, right? I think that's a big issue for a lot of older artists is trying to sound relevant and have a good solid sound without sounding like you're trying to sound new and trying to sound young. It's tricky, understandably. But if you can pull it off, though, it's wonderful. And I think what helps is if you have a level of confidence without needing to prove anything to anyone, if you've got a lot of wisdom to share through all of your different, lived experiences, that is ultimately, I can't speak for other listeners, but I think that is ultimately what I want to hear. I don't want to hear you trying to incorporate a new sound. Sure, have a younger artist on your album. I don't mind that at all. It's more just stick to what you know, stick to what works well for you. I find that was done well with the Clipse albums. I find that was done. It's always done well with Nas when he releases anything new. So you just go with what you know and lean into what your strength has been the entire time. You want to experiment, go ahead, but you got to have somebody there to tell you if it's trash or not. I think
it's true, but I do
a
feel
vetting process should be included.
I do feel for Slick Rick though, like with the rise of Afro beats, it hasn't hurt to mix these flavors that we see coming out now. Like, Burna Boy is dropping some ballads with some nice sort of like reggae Adele touches. I'm like one of the songs. See, I'm not a Burna Boy fan. Don't hate me, folks. But he has a song called "Sweet Love," and the moment the beat drops, it feels nostalgic and new at the same time. And that I think is the balance that you're talking about, Mar. Like for those of us who are old heads, I was really feeling this track. But because it's Burner Boy and he's so new on the scene for this new generation, they sucked they like ate it up. It reminds me when I was at the Kendrick concert. I think I told both of you about this, and he sampled the Anita Baker, and I was mad as hell in that concert because kudos to Kendrick when he sampled Anita Baker. And a lot of artists, all of a sudden, there's a resurgence of Anita Baker samples all of a sudden. I don't know what that's about, but I love her. They turned around, young girls, and were like, who's this artist? And then, of course, there's me, bad mouth, foul mouth Nesha, who's like, stupid bitches, it's Anita Baker. I know. But it makes me so mad.
I mean, they're allowed to. This is what happens. We're older, and the younger generation is going to take them some time to know who some of these older artists were, who the sampled musical artists are. That's how it is. Yeah. We are older. We are more mature. So yeah,
fine wine, baby.
That goes back to the point that we were making, right? Like, yes, these older artists can add a new younger feature or add a flair, but the reality is, as a consumer, as a music consumer, we relate to the artists that we listen to, right? Like there's no young teeny bopper who's going to relate to 40-something-year-old Nas or 40. It's just a different generation. It's a different lifestyle. It's a different person. I can appreciate the music that comes out today, but I can't relate to it like the way my daughter relates to Billie Eilish or, whoever else she listens to. The music is great and I can recognize it for being great music, but it's not meant for me. It's not made for me. And so what I love, and I got to give a huge shout out to Mass Appeal Records for this, is that this new music that is coming out from these artists that we grew up with, I don't necessarily think they're like breaking crossing borders or doing anything exceptional, but I think it's really good quality music that is current but sounds good to us, right? So they're not making music that sounds necessarily like the 90s when they originated. I feel like you can hear the progression in the music, but it's still very appealing to us. And I think that's a balance that is hard to achieve. And having listened to these albums that have come out this year, like I am just I'm in awe. I'm in shock. I'm happy, and I'm also super impressed. And yeah, like this is really everything that I've ever wanted.
Cool. So Oz, you said that you recently got a chance to listen to the De La Soul album. I haven't been able to listen to it yet.
De La.
That's right, it's magic. It's magic like the three. But yo, don't ever get it misconstrued when you see us coming through with them Dago colors. Lyrically, we run it all day. So if you throw it towards us, we gonna run it back. And the word of the dream is to change the regime and the lean that we lay with the words that we spray with the way that we teach y'all to act. With the poems, with the dice, and the songs that we slice with the play, earn the weight and the height. And the warmth with the price with the men, never mice when we on the device of the mic. Never that. Couple rap when the line and the math of the signs that we make be the cake that we stack on my grind. I'm a one of a kind and the one from the vine of the grape. When you heard I'm a cat, man, it's the thing that we hang around our neck like a chain. It's the piece of the pain. At the least, it's the lane that my flow travel down in the sound. We the rock cocaine to the brain on the track.
Let me tell you something. That album had me in a chokehold. That album was straight tears on top of tears. Well, you know, they lost Dave, right? So like that's another thing, right? That and the Mobb Deep album, which is the two that I'm really going to dive into today. They're missing a core, you know, solid member of their groups. So like that was also something that I was wondering, how is this going to come to fruition with, you know, somebody very like integral to the team, to the group missing, right? And I think the way that De La Soul accomplished that is by writing songs for him and writing songs about him, writing songs about missing him. And they also have a new feel. Like you can tell that this album is a little bit calmer, a little bit more mature, a little bit more at peace, you know? So like, yes, the social justice side of things, the struggles are still highlighted, but you can tell that they're in a different place. You can absolutely tell that there's grief. But it's a little bit more chill. So if you even listen to the flow, you know what I'm saying? Like they when I think about Stakes is High, right? Like it was kind of like, and De La Soul has always been a little bit lighter of a group, but it was it was like a hard album, right? So like,
it's one of my favorites.
When you listen to this album, it's almost like they are fundamentally, they have become this mature, middle-aged versions of themselves, and they are confident, and everything comes out with ease, and it's an interesting feel. But I do have some highlights from the album that I want to mention. First of all, my favorite song off the album is Run It Back, which might be the most high energy song on the album. And of course, it features my guy Nas, who you know that I love tremendously. But it's so dope. And shout out to Long Island. That album shouts out that song shouts out Long Island. And the beat is crazy. It is just, it gives me that like ugly face energy. You know what I mean? When you listen to a beat with that ugly face. And of course there's just, they sample Bananarama on Cruel Summers, and they actually sample the Roy Ayers track that we were talking about as well on our last episode. They have Q-Tip on the album. They have Black Thought on the album. They have your boy Common on the album, Nesha. And Slick Rick is even on the album, guys. And honestly, the whole album, which is called Cabin in the Sky, is a beautiful dedication to their lost member. And you guys just got to listen to it. It's a feel-good album. There are some really like dope beats on the album. And it's also just very like melodic and chill at the same time. And there's a storyline throughout the album. So definitely check it out and anticipate some emo-ness in there, because it's hard, right? Like it's definitely hard when you think about losing somebody, and the grief, you can feel it in the music, you know? They did a great job. Great job.
Well, do you want to go into the other one that you were saying you really liked, or do you want us to highlight something before you go again?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead, and then I'll come back with the Mobb Deep joint.
Sure. I actually want to highlight just really quickly, if possible, two particular albums. Life is Beautiful.
I got the rounds before I even had the culture.
I never tell you that I didn't do it. I'm self-made, made to influence. I turn your castle into a ruin. Till of the season in the Martha Stewart. The first one get the egg, nigga, cock-a-doodle. Only thing we had was bread with the ramen noodles. The young nigga going spared on the pharmaceutical. 12 come through and book them like Barnes and Nobles. How you go from a misfit into a mogul? Yeah. This track ought to wake 'em up, call it Folgers. Surrounded by angels, demons can't approach us. Me llamo dos cadenas, baby, buenas noches. See, I'm the big dog, I'm the cane course. End up in different spots, had the same choice. Soon as I plant a seed, I pray the rain moist. Soon as I left, I knew edition, gave the game pause. You know these bars is hard like some dang oyster. Oyster perpetual, face match the Air Forces. What are the good girls that make bad choices? You see, Tom? What are the good girls that make bad choices? Yeah. What are the good girls that make bad choices?
Larry June and 2 Chainz and The Alchemist. So out of those three artists, The Alchemist is obviously the older head. Larry June is more new school, I would say. But what I appreciated about this album is the fact that, look, there was a very long period where I was like, 2 Chainz, really? I liked him in the beginning. It was great. Some of the underground stuff was really wonderful. And, you know, I'm different. That was cool. That whole era was wonderful. But then there came a point where it's just like, okay, I think and I don't think this is necessarily 2 Chainz' fault. I think it's just my own taste I think I just became really tired of hearing the trap sound. It was enough for me. I got all trapped out, but I was really excited to hear this album. And he's also had like his own stuff out as well. But I think I like this in particular because there was no like trap sound production on here. It was The Alchemist. And of course, you know, music just tends to sound better and has like, it just has a better quality when it's a consistent theme from end to end, from beginning to end. And that's what this album, I think, was for me. I know we're going to talk about some other albums on here, but I really think that this kind of went under the radar. And I quite like hearing 2 Chainz on Alchemist beats. I think it's just a much better sounding 2 Chainz for me. And there's some really funny lines that he has on here, but I think in particular the music that stood out for me were tracks I Been and Life is Beautiful. And he just glides over these beats. The production is great, of course. And Larry June, too. I mean, he's nice and all is wonderful, but sometimes his music or his voice, I should say, not the music, his voice becomes a little too mono for me. So I can only take so much of it, but it's nice to have the contrasting voice of 2 Chainz on there. And the other one I want to point out really quickly, because Ozzy, you mentioned Grief, is Clipse.
Get a Glock 27 fit snug in the waistline. Both sticks came with the drum. I was 5'6", shoulder with a chip. Push a nigga to take mine. Index yank till it's numb. Used to call me Windex, cause this thing I spray gon' make you change minds. I done seen Hercules run. We was powerlifting 2.2s. Nah, we ain't throw gang signs. My brick walk was second to none. I would have them take a number like DMV. That was the baseline. Check out or register 1. Miami niggas like big perm cause they number.
I agree. It's a different sounding Clipse. I think it's probably because we're not getting Neptunes. We're just getting Pharrell. I think Chad makes a huge contribution to the Neptunes. So without him, of course, you're not going to have that same sound. But I think Let God Sort Him Out was, I hope people understand when I say this, but I don't even think the album I don't think it was the album so much as it was the professional promotion and marketing of the album that really impressed me. They were not here to appeal to a younger audience. They were not here to appeal to younger listeners. It was just, we've got this music, we've got this art, we're going to put it out, and whoever can relate to it can relate to it. And those who don't, it's not a big deal. And the whole album, I mean, it starts off with Grief. It's basically The Birds Don't Sing, which is a tribute to their parents who they've lost in quick succession to one another. And that particular song, I tend to skip over because it's triggering. And I've had too many people in my life close to me who have lost parents, and it's triggering my own grief about a lost parent. So I tend to skip over that one. But great song. I can't listen to it. But the other ones that I particularly like are So Be It, FICO, and Let God Sort 'Em Out. And of course, that is back to back with Chandeliers, which also features Nas. Great album. If you want mature sounding hip hop, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Yeah.
I think your voice has a career in commercials, voiceovers, Mar. I was listening.
An old journalism teacher told me that once, that I have a great voice for radio.
See, there you go. I was laughing, but it's true.
It's just random to bring up in the middle of all of this. But okay.
No, because it was soothing to me. It was soothing.
Oh, I'm glad it can be
soothing. Yeah, it was soothing.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, let's start by saying I think everyone in the trio, if you don't know by now, I have the most biased taste in music ever. I like who I like. I don't like who I like. And I'm very inflexible.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. So I had the pleasure of listening to Panty Dropper and Ghostface. No, Raekwon and Ghostface Killah. So it's a known fact that I love both of them, but I love Raekwon the most. And so I want to tell you about my process, because Oz and Mar are really good. They listen for their ear. They listen to the sounds. They like samples. I like all that too. But my entry into what I like
and
is
the lyrics.
And the lyrics. The entry for me is, do I like the artist? So if I like the artist, they automatically get past my first threshold of like, is this shit gonna be good? This is a problem for me. If I don't like the artist, I may not pick it up for years. Case in point, I never liked 50 Cent. I only now bump to 50 Cent tracks because I'm so shady when it comes to music. But I love Ghostface and I love Raekwon. So they already had an in with me. So my first album to look at, we're not going to start with my favorite guy. We're going to start with Ghostface Killah, right? So he did Supreme Clientele too. I was super excited because it's that Wu-Tang sound. I love the Wu. I saw them last September in Montreal. They're dope on stage. You know, they can hold presence. But I must admit, I was a bit like, oof, okay, what are we going to hear? What are we going to hear? Can you rock it? Because you have to remember, when you listen to Ghostface and Wu-Tang back in the day, they were hungry, they were hustling. And to go back onto what Oz and Mar were saying, did they mature? What are you going to rap about when you have a lot of money, right? Like, I'm a social justice queen. So I'm like, what are you going to rap about? And like, am I going to connect? This is another issue I have. Am I going to connect to the lyrics? Beats are one thing, but lyrics are important to me.
Okay, but can I just say though, Ghostface Killah has always made no sense. Half of the shit made no sense. Doesn't matter.
Why?
Doesn't matter.
Why you had like, I didn't say anything when you were reviewing. You got to do De La Soul, who are like creme of la creme. Stakes is high, still on. I listen to it every day. And the lyrics are still relevant today, which is sad. But okay, so Ghost Ice. I was a bit like, what am I going to expect here? It's true. Lyrically, he's not. He tells a story. We're just not sure where the story is, where the beginning, middle, and end is. This is fair. It is fair. So the two tracks
lyrics are sharp. I'm sorry, I can't stand this.
But like, does it make a
I cannot stand this.
No, hold on.
Okay, listen. It may not be a linear story, but I'm telling you, the lyrics are very sharp.
They do make sense.
Just for the record, Ghostface has continued to make music. It's been, here and there. He even released an album last year. I mean, come on,
This is true.
I had no worries whether the music was going to be good because I know that he's been dropping consistently. So it's not as though there's like been this huge gap between Supreme Clientele 1 versus now. Continue as you were.
Oh my gosh. I didn't interrupt these two.
I just had to defend him. I had to defend him.
I was going to defend him. You just came out of nowhere and like hijacked my whole review.
Man, it's consistent.
I'm sorry.
So just remember, I loved one track that is the grimiest dirtiest track from Ghostface Killah called Wildflower.
We
It
love it.
is, I love this song. Like, I love this song. So it's grimy, and I still love this song. I remember listening to it in my bedroom, and my mom would be like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" And I'd be like, I just in my head in the room jumping up and down because I loved it. So the tracks that really stood out for me, I really liked Curtis May. I like a
Yep.
good sample.
Very good.
I love the fact that Styles P was on there. I don't really know too much about Conway the Machine, but you held your own. It was
It's
good. I
Griselda,
appreciated
baby.
it.
Griselda. Not a Griselda fan?
If you should see my face, but anyways,
Okay.
I liked it. I liked the sample. I can't lie. A track that really stood out for me was Georgie Porgy.
I dip behind the wall, squeeze and start dumping. Number one crash dummy. He was bluffing. Almost got his head ripped off, straight for nothing. Of course, heard the chainsaw like I was the main course. They was ordered to eat my food, called by the main boss. A hail of bullets, a rain of terror. Pictures hanging off the wall, can't put them back together. Curtains and Clorox bottles holds forever. The ball's furniture was damaged to cream leather. I'm good for confrontation. Yeah, we good for that. I guess I don't have patience, not no more. Yeah, I ain't got that type of shit no more, motherfucker. Let's go. Yes, I can get dramatic. Facts. I'll put that bozo's attic on the wall. Blow, blow, blow. Right over there, nigga. Somebody should have just have told you. But listen, nigga, I won't hold you. We ain't playing no games. Nah, nigga, you know what it is. You wanna learn, I won't mold you. I'll mold you. The niggas in the street will fold you. Better stay in your lane. Right there, nigga. Right there. Let's go.
So this is because I like the original Georgie Porgy. So anytime I hear this sample, you're going to catch me no matter what, because I love the sample from the jump. And I love the way that he sort of reinterpreted Georgie Porgy, because, you know, MC Light did it. And then I really enjoyed it. Then we had Eric Benet who did Georgie Porgy. So I really enjoy the Georgie Porgy must be killing it in when you get those, what do you call those again? Those throwbacks.
The royalty checks?
The royalties. Like Georgie Porgy must be rich. He must be Georgie Piggy
Toto.
Georgie.
Toto,
Yes. Iron Man was okay. I wasn't tripping. I was like, this is all good. But what I did like, which most people don't like, is Fourth Disciple. I really enjoyed this track. It was kind of like this grimy underground track. But I will say Ghostface stayed true to the skits. Wu-Tang stayed true to their skits.
Oh, Lord.
And they were like, I think there were more, almost even amount of skits to songs. I was like, homie, can you play a track? But they were like, let me count. 1, 2, 3.
Too many.
Too many. Yeah, 4, 5. Almost half a dozen tracks, like skits. Like, come on. Okay, what are we doing here? I also loved Love Me Anymore, which was the Ghostface and Nas. I really
that's a
did
good
enjoy
one.
it. It's a
That's
really
a
good
great
track. The skit I will give a shout out to is Force MD. I thought it was cute and funny. But overall, you know, it was nice. It felt like I was walking down in my Timbs. Remember those old school jackets that had the teams like New York Knicks or Chicago Bulls? And I felt like a little grime. I wanted to like Rick Ross at them, like, huh? So I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. But definitely the standout song for me was Love Me Anymore. I really like that. And I really, really enjoyed Georgie Porgy because I love that sample so much. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I agree with you. Love Me Anymore was definitely a standout on that album for me. And I appreciated Rap Kingpin because of the sampling of from the first Supreme Clientele album. Very, very innovative. But yeah, I found the album really, really long, and I agree with you. Like the skits, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't really care for the skits anymore. Although I will say so the last time that I actually enjoyed skits was on the Freddie Gibbs album, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm just
skits
not really
too much.
Yeah,
but
I think we're past that now.
Overall, did it give me that nostalgia feeling? Absolutely. Like I got the nostalgia feeling. I was listening to the lyrics to see what they're going to rap about. I felt like it had evolved, matured. They weren't rapping about like opening their trunk and selling CDs out of that because that would have felt disingenuous. So I was curious to see how the Ghostface was going to do it. And you're right, Ghostface has been dropping. He's still one of my favorite Wu members. But I love you, Raekwon. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm going to review you next. So yeah, I mean, you know what? Solid because it's not easy out here to continue when the woo was so hype in the 90s to continue your woo your woo-ness into 2026. So shout out. Yeah, dope. Dope. It was nice.
Cool. Oz, how did you feel about who was it that you wanted to talk about?
Mobb
Who else
Deep.
was it? Mobb Deep. Yes.
Mm.
We're going to circle back around to discuss Mobb Deep. Yes, that's what you were
Listen,
saying.
when I tell you, I love this album.
I have to agree.
In my chest show this ice work. I blew a kiss at HGR from afar at a Georgia Smith concert show. Probably respond like Holly did. I got a list. Tiana, Zoe, Saldana, Madonna. Wish I could twist. I don't care. Pull your hair. Crack first night. That's how it be. Sneaky leak nah. Keep a gumar like Gotti's freaks. We mobbing deep. Have Nas and P. She gotta be high quality to rival me and properly embody love. Am I still a thug? Maybe that broke tooth version of me was. I'm old school now. Cabinet fireplace, Persian rug. I hold you down. Send a plane for you, New Burkers, we hit the ground running. The homies laughing and clown because I found someone. If I love a girl, who care what you like?
I mean, the album was produced by Havoc and The Alchemist, so you already know that is
It's legit.
true to Mobb Deep. But honestly, there were some joints on this album that will stay with me for years, and that's how I know, like, that it's just. I mean, there's a classic on there, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, but the Down For You record, it is a classic to me already. So the original one with Georgia Smith and Nas is the one that's been like, it just played
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah, that's the single that they released, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have
I like that one.
They have a part 2 with her, which is also super duper fly. But you know, you put Nas on anything and I'm sold, right? So like,
Yeah.
he's just, I think he might be ultimately my favorite rapper of all time. I mean, just the fact that to this day when I hear him on joints, I'm always like so excited, and he just does not. He's constantly like dropping stuff that I'm impressed with. He
And
does not.
he's become almost timeless classic hip hop.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever see those perfume or watch commercials that are like, this is timeless? Nas is, to me, entered into this era of like, he set the bar. Like when he did I think it was Carnegie Hall and he did his album like orchestra style. I was like, come on, yo. Like,
No, he's special.
like
He's special.
yeah, he's but he's very musical, right? And he has a good musical ear, good musical background. So to me, Nas has become classic. I have to agree. You elevate your record when you get a little Nas on there.
And I think that is like when I hear Nas come on a joint, like that excites me. But of course, Havoc holds down, and they got Prodigy verses on here and it sounds great. But I will tell you, I have to agree with you somewhat, Nesha, because I don't think Nas has always made the best choices when it comes to production. So I always love hearing him on other people's albums because they tend to make better producers. So like, I mean, and that's the problem that I've had with Nas over the years is that I love him. I think he's just effortlessly the most talented rapper out there, and he's just, an icon, but at the same time, like sometimes it's hard to listen to him because it's like, why would you?
Like it's like having a lemon in your mouth sometimes. Yes! But here's a question though.
Oh dear.
No.
Do I have to come to his defense again?
No.
Really?
Just stop. Hold back, Mar. Wait, let me finish. It's because I think at one point on the show, we're gonna have to talk about the requirements to make someone our favorite now. Because I think back in the day, the beat might have had a lot to do with who was our favorite. And that still holds water for me. But for me, it's also who you've become as a person. And Nas has like, he's really out there. Social justice, his name is that, like all that is ching 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 for Nesha. So I respect him and I like his music. And of course, I like that track he did with Lauryn Hill. You know, that track, by the way, shout out to Nas. That track is actually the track I used to remember my whole TED talk by heart because I
Mm,
rapped it in my head. And I don't rap, people. Like, I don't rap. But when I like a song, I will rap it. And that's how I remembered. It was to that beat with Lauryn Hill. And like, Lauryn Hill's great, but there was the Nas lyrics I really liked. But that's what I'm saying, Oz. We need to look at what makes a rapper great now,
right.
and like what weight does production and the beat have to that greatness mix.
Right. Like I love Jay-Z too, but he hasn't dropped a record in a minute. So like
Homeboy's out there
how do
making
you
his money.
of course. But how do you compare, right? Like when somebody is still in the game and someone who's kind of basically retired. The other joint that I loved was the M, the O, the B with Big Noise,
Mm-hmm.
guys. The Big Noise, our
Yeah,
guy. Loved that joint. And of course, Ray and Ghostface also make an appearance on Clear Black Nights on this
I love
album.
that track. I
Listen,
love that track.
this album is a banger. A banger. I mean, it is totally on brand for Mobb Deep. The joints are just, it's that dark, gritty New York music, man. Like it's
I
just
love
there's
it.
nothing like it. I love it too. And I'm again so happy that this album was released this year. And I just, yeah, man, like hip hop just has made like it's just revived in my heart. I was listening to straight 90s music the whole time and now I have a whole slew of
Really?
Yeah,
You
playlists.
weren't into, I mean, come on, let's be real. There was some good stuff in the 2000s, even the
Oh my.
2010s.
Okay.
yeah.
But it
Let's not
wasn't
sound
Okay,
this old, please.
no, I'm
but
this old. I will
what
tell
do
you.
you mean? But
I'm this
hold
old.
on a minute. Oz and I were having this conversation in the car. People from this generation be wanting our 90s music now. They
Yeah.
Oh
want
yeah.
our music. So can I just say there
Yeah.
was one track that I liked on the album that many people were like, was Taj Mahal. I really
Oh, that's a
liked
great. No, no.
Taj Mahal.
I loved
I
it too.
liked Taj Mahal a lot.
Yep.
And it gave me back, it brought me back to like I could hear the first album and I was like, yeah, I enjoyed this
Alchemist.
album. My little favorites were on there.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really, really good album. And is there another? No, they're just performing. Sorry, I thought there was another project coming out, but they are still performing, which I love. So Mobb
Mm,
Deep is out performing. They bring guests on their performances. Like I'm really loving this wave, guys. Like seriously, I'm just so
It's
happy.
well, they
great.
noticed a gap, right?
It's
They
And
great.
noticed a gap.
we're talking about the rock and roll artists still touring, guys. They're like great grandparents at this point, like,
Yeah,
it's like- and they still have careers. Why not? Why not our hip
absolutely. It shouldn't even be a
Exactly.
question. It
classic
really shouldn't
artists,
even be
our
a question.
OGs, for sure.
Yeah. So I want to highlight two projects, and I'll do them really quickly, just out of respect for time. Everyone knows about Alfredo 2, the sequel to Alfredo from 2020, Freddie Gibbs, and again,
Mhm.
The Alchemist.
Mm,
Fell back but never fell down. Condo sunny house. Drop the scale but never scale down. Put the rabbit on the cross, they had me nailed down. But since they did my ultrasound, bitch, I've been hellbound. Hellraiser, sat at the table with some elite gangsters. Deep favors, gave the best dope I got, bitch, and need a baker. Insane, double deuce with the 1200 years old, I'm a B-game banger. Stuck in my ways, the more I exist and shit, but my age changed. Shit hit different when you realize life a solo mission. Nigga like me ain't losing under no conditions. No permission needed for me to tee up and throw the V up. Put your fucking mob in the mausoleum, I call the cleaners. Every time I fuck this, I leave a fetus. These hoes egregious. Got your baby sis on the blade, finna break that hoe to pieces. $100 holler, stay hot and ready like Little Caesars. Smokers get your loaf for a piece of cheese and some Reggie reefer. Hungry like I never rapped before. Yeah. But after this, I might not rap no more. Ego just went to the feds. I can't touch a back no more. Still crying tears over trail.
And I mean, I don't know if you want to call Freddie Gibbs an old head. he's older. He's in his 40s now, I think. Alchemist, obviously, definitely old head. But I mean, I think a lot of totally killing it. I mean, just incredible, really incredible. Everyone kind of loves the usual enchilada with Anderson .Paak, gas station sushi, which I think is one of my favorites off the album. I also like Gold Feet. Again, he's bringing in they brought in a new school voice, JID, and also the track Jean Claude. Yeah, JID is awesome, fantastic artist. So I really loved that album, and it's been on rotation like almost every week. Let me also go back to what was it? Oh yeah, sorry, the Raekwon album. I remember. So you know how I realized this album was coming out, or reminded me that this album was coming out? So my husband listens to BBC Radio every single morning. It's like a morning ritual. And on one of the shows, they were playing the Omerta repeatedly over and over again. So much so that he was like, one of these old guys like release new music? I'm sick of this song. I'm like, you hate it? I will probably love it. That was how I knew, okay, it's out. I'm finally going to be able to listen to it. So I just wanted to go back and say that about
I'm coming
the
to my
Omerta off of
boyfriend.
Raekwon's album. And then also an EP that was recently released, Samurai DX from Lupe Fiasco.
Being anonymous don't grant you some dark. Even astronomers keep a camera on Mars. Satellites track where you are and see your blackest night attack it with sparks. Fireworks are not a match for a star, and fire hurts, burns, blackens, and scars. Can still emerge, learned, attractive, and charred from out the ashes of galactic barrage. Yeah, it gets savage where they traffic mirage. It ain't no magic, they in back of his secret hatches and frauds. You gotta take it back to the start. You gotta tap and learn to rap from the heart. Yeah, we've been talented.
Gotta give love to Chicago. I mean, it's Lupe. He's great. And for me, there's some good joints on there. The thing is, it's an EP. It's really short and sweet. By comparison to like Ghostface's album, which was like 22 tracks, I definitely appreciate a short project. I really do. Gone are the days where you just had 10 songs and that was enough to keep you satisfied. But anyway, it's an EP, so of course it's shorter. But I want to say SOS, this like the track single, that he's released, great, wonderful. High Note for me was really lovely. That's featuring Love More. And so this EP also has features what's his name? Troy Tyler. Troy Tyler is an amazing singer. I had not heard of him before this EP, but now that I've heard multiple songs of his on there, it's great voice, wonderful voice. And my favorite track off of this project is Palaces. I mean, that's like, I think that may be one. I have like a playlist called Morning Vibes, and I think that's definitely going on there. I have D'Angelo's Another Life on there, and I think this is right up there. It's such a special song. It's really beautiful and just chill, and I love chill music. As I get older, I like the party music, but I like chill music, and for me, this one hits all of the check marks. So I really quite love those two projects.
Like a lo-fi project. Lo-fi? Is that what they call it?
Lo-fi, yeah.
Since you went back, I just have to highlight, because I didn't mention it. I did mention Black Thought was on the Cabin in the Sky De La Soul album, but there's this joint that he's on, NF, it's called. It's produced by Premier, who we love. What I love is that Black Thought's verse is kind of like the stakes is high. You know, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. So he does like a throwback to stakes is high on the verse.
Yeah.
He is crazy.
That is my favorite rapper.
I appreciate it.
I guess.
Is Black Thought. It is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Common.
Else. No,
it's Black Thought.
Really
Don't apologize to Common, please.
Yeah, but you know, for a long time I was rocking with Common.
You're allowed to have, different tastes.
You know, I gotta
it's not a different taste. It's a new top one.
The song with Common and Slick Rick is not my favorite on the De La album. Yours,
Me either.
Not my favorite. But speaking of premiere, December 12th, lock it in. The Nas and Primo album is coming out December 12th. I can't even tell you how excited I am.
So looking forward to that one.
I know. I'm hoping. I'm going to wait. I'm going to put my expectations down and get my mind blown. That's my hope.
I can't wait. But honestly, if there's anything we missed, we would love to find out. Did we miss any OGs that may have released
Raekwon.
music? Oh, have you not touched on
yeah.
That's my boyfriend.
Speak on it. Yes. Hit us with the Raekwon album.
Your face.
Oh my God. You can't forget that one.
It is real. Staten Island boys is back. God damn it. New York. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Turn that flame on. Kneel, nigga, kneel when you see us, nigga. Let's go. Glass of gin for my jewelers. Too many Rugas, gems is 500 bands. Span my swam through Bermuda. Switches got muzzles. Soon as rebuttals happen, we guzzle. Then everything get twisted like a puzzle. Cyber trucks fly up at the Lux, no doubt. News camera sees the moment. That's alligator ducks. I'm comfortable. Said it 2 more times. Use the ducks. Remove yourself quickly. Might flip you in the clubs. 800 troopers. They all in Coopers. Doofy shotguns and gooses. Ice rockin' boosters. Bitches call me Musa. Mansa, you ruthless. Wow, he got so handsome. His cutie know his future. That's future. Flexing in the spectrum with Medusa. Versace jean jacket. Interior is blue cup. No hookah. Only big bags eating grouper. Scavengers running. Tell your managers to hook up. Bandanas. Mad scanners. Chain swinging posts. Say you plug click. Niggas do damage. Plus, niggas got them semi-autos when we out in Yemen. Buried all over the desert. Baby Mac 11s. Clack rappers. Grab a big bag on the crap 7s. Pass present. I'll be G-O-A-T till I crash.
The Emperor's New Clothes?
Yes.
I actually, so everyone knows I love Raekwon. That's a given. I respect your marriage. I'm married too. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. But what I love is the album title, The Emperor's New Clothes, because even though I didn't like every track, lyrically, I always thought Raekwon could hold his own. Incarcerated Scarface is, as you both know, is my top
classic
fire song.
Classic.
Actually, it was Mar who turned me on to the fact that I didn't realize how much I liked that song, but I loved
You
that
didn't
song.
know?
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I liked
How did you not know?
I don't know. I just like that song.
But I know that was your jam. I know that was your husband before he became someone else's husband. Oh, we know.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. I think he's the cuter one out of the cousins. But what I really like about Raekwon is that he reinvented himself on this album in the sense that now when he's rapping, his lyrics are about how to be in the game and how to survive with your integrity in the game.
Oh, we love
that. I can respect. I can respect 100%, which is why I made the connection to the album title, Emperor's New Clothes, right? Because you kind of have to shed the old and put on the new. And I really, really appreciate that. And he's got this somewhat balanced sound between the Raekwon that is I can hear the beat in my head, like the grimy with this one. And there were some tracks that I was like, okay. I really liked Wild Corsicans.
Yeah.
I really like this track a lot.
With Griselda.
I was like, okay. I love 600 School. One of my top. I love 600 School. The Emerita, that's great. Okay, that's good. We know Nas is on there.
Love Nas.
I didn't like Mac and Lobster. Usually I like when the two of them. No, usually I like when the two of them are together, but I wasn't feeling it. But I know. But I did like. I don't know how to say this. Pomegranate. I did like it.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate. Okay. I would say pomegranate, but whatever. Okay. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the album. And I will say I listened to this album more in rotation than Supreme Clientele. And
Same.
I thought it was a bias, which it probably started off as because it's Raekwon. But I just found like Raekwon up the game a bit. Like his integrity is showing, and it has a lot to do with where he is in his life, right? Like I said, he got married. I think he's always been flirting with Islam, but the conversion is really there now. He's like, he's almost on some like Tribe Called Quest vibes, and that will always appeal to me. But you still feel like the naughtiness is just tucked right in there. It's peekabooing. And I like that flirtation that he has, like telling these young cats how to survive the streets. And I appreciate the fact that he wants to pay back his knowledge as opposed to rapping about shit that you're not doing while you're sitting in your mansion somewhere, right? So I can appreciate that. I like the way he redefined himself, and he's like a good cognac. Let it breathe, baby, breathe. Like,
oh,
I
good.
love
That's no. I think that's a really great analogy. I think he is. He's definitely more refined as he gets older.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, I appreciated that wisdom being passed down. I like the Ghostface album. I really didn't care for the skits. I thought, like, oh God, here we go again.
No.
Please stop this. Like the veterans only billionaire
I skip
rehab
that stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah. I'm over it. But I actually, unlike you, I loved all of the collaborations with Ghostface. Like those are some of my favorite songs on there. Get out of here.
It is a bias. Remember, it is a bias of mine. Remember, when I like an artist, I will orb to the artist.
Understood.
So I like Ghostface, but I always felt like Raekwon carried him, which is shady of me. But I like Raekwon, right?
God.
And so I know it's shady because when I listen, because I love Wildflower and I love Incarcerated Scarfaces. But when I hear Raekwon on Incarcerated Scarfaces, I'm like, oh, okay. We out here. I like that. But I wanted to say something that I'm really excited about is one of my favorite artists. The other one is okay. But Black Star's on tour.
Oh, really?
And I fucking love Talib Kweli.
Performing the classics, right? Not the last album.
Talib Kweli, if you listen, we can tag you. I'm coming to Vancouver on my birthday to see you. Okay, so it's my birthday, bro. So could you just like
wait? I don't want to be shady. Didn't we find out that he's a?
Let's not talk about that on the show right now. There's some questionable behavior and how he's treated women. Yes.
That's what I thought. It's hard to like someone past that, guys. I don't know. Is it me?
Or you just ruined it. I didn't know.
Is it because I still listen to R. Kelly?
But are you gonna ban me? You better take that out.
I think we have to get to a place where we have to stop canceling artists, because if you found out every little dirty thing that your favorite artist did, you would not be listening to them.
Here's my thing.
Hard. It's really difficult.
I love Black Star. I love that album. It happens to be my birthday. And it's the perfect trifecta for me. It's my birthday. I love Talib Kweli. I love Black Star. I think, the three sides make a triangle makes Nesha happy. So I think that's what we're going with.
I'd give anything for a live, beginning to end performance of the first Black Star album.
All I need him to say is my name is in the middle of equality. Once he says that, I'm good. Like I'm good. The fact that I remember the lyrics is a standard that Black Star set.
Classic album and
the whole album.
Cypher album at that, guys. That really
that's perfect. It's the perfect turning 48. Seeing Black Star with no snow, and I'll probably find there.
There you go.
It will be I love Black Star. Now, if I find out that it's just one of them, I might have to reconsider.
What? You're saying Yasin Bey is not going to be part of it? It's Black Star. How could he not be there?
They're on tour. But it seems like on their dates, some of them they're together and some of them are not. But all I want to hear is Move Something. Like when you hear the beat drop by Talib Kweli, right?
Wait, is High Tech going to be on there too?
It's possible. I mean, I will lose my mind. And then I want to hear Respiration. I want that album.
Brown Skin Lady.
That album is a classic for me.
Redefinition.
No, but you know what? If they bring out Jane Doe, who I've never seen in my life, but her lyrics, I love her lyrics. To me, I'm like, why is Vancouver getting this underground hip hop and we getting shit in Montreal? We're getting Diggable Planets. Bring
I
I'm not mad
Rockstar.
at Diggable Planets. I'm not mad at that.
No.
I'm not mad at that at all. Listen, it's all this to say, I think it's refreshing to hear
It is.
a mature and confident sound when it comes to this music. And I'm so looking forward to 2026. I feel like something happened this year that reset this just the whole landscape. And it probably got people thinking, you know what? We're going to go all out. This is
Why not?
this is a rebirth, if you will. Because for a long time, I mean, the rap music was just really not sounding that great. It was pretty bad, so
Facts.
super excited for what's ahead.
Me too.
And can I just say, I want to shout out, I know I've said it before multiple times in our group chat, but I want to shout out Chance the Rapper, because that Starline album is phenomenal. We're talking like 5 stars, and it was definitely not on my bingo card for the year. I know he's more new head than old head, but I gotta say that album, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like, there's so many tracks on there that I thought was so poignant for our time and what we're dealing with in the batshit crazy dumpster fire world that we are in right now. And it just soothed my soul to hear some of those songs. So shout out to him. And all the Chicago rappers. Love Chicago. Love Chi-Town.
Love Chicago and love their mayor. Can I add?
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank God. Thank God.
Well, if there's albums we're missing, please let us know. But I definitely think we need to do a show about what makes a rapper our favorite now, because I think the criteria has changed. And we have 2026 coming. So I've prepared a somewhat game episode. It's not a game episode, right? It's like questions for 2026. So if you have questions you want to drop that you want us to answer, please keep it PG. But we'll do our best. But I'm coming, Talib Kweli and Mostaf. I'm coming.
And we also need to do an episode on the subject of what it means, like the second act of your life. What do you do with your career? You finish the first half. Now you're moving on to the next part. What does it mean? Are you still staying in the same industry? How do you approach your next, 30, 40 years, however long? I think that's a really interesting thing to discuss. And Let me also say, again, I said this last episode, but please go to the doctor. Please go to the doctor. Please. Get yourself checked out. Get a health check. You need to address any sort of health issues. Get it caught from the very beginning. Catch it early.
Please.
Because we've lost way too many talented artists over the past,
back to our
5,
D'Angelo.
6, 7 years. Just too many. So, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your health.
Please. And also big RIP to Jimmy Clipse.
Jimmy Cliff,
Passed away today. 81, left a legendary legend
reggae artist and contributor to the reggae culture. Just rest in peace to him. He was an absolute
life,
legend.
81. Yeah.
Ladies, well, that's it for us. That's it for us, folks. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.